Hey, so, wow, it is Tuesday morning and I am getting ready to go to an interview. Interviewing with Lululemon. I already did a phone interview with them, so this is the second round of interviews in person. So I have an outfit picked out for Lulu. It's all Lulu, of course. I'm going to be meeting the manager and the assistant manager. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but I've been manifesting this and meditating on it and just saying, you know, the job is already mine, and I feel really calm. I've been doing a lot of research on the company and everything, and if it went well, then it'll obviously be put into this next video. Yep, I'm really excited for that. So wish me luck, and I will update you after. Hello and good morning everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Paisley, for those of you who do not know me, and I'm so happy that you're here. Yay! Welcome. Hi. The previous clip that you just saw was me about to go to an interview at Lululemon. So I had it, that was yesterday, and it went so well. It was only supposed to be 30 minutes, but it ended up going to 45 minutes just because myself and the two beautiful women who were interviewing me were just jiving so well and meshing, and each question that they asked me just turned into a really beautiful conversation. So grateful for that. That was a really great sign. And then not even an hour after my interview, they asked for references that they can contact. Keeping my fingers crossed that the key leader role is for me. I thought today I would share with you, what I eat in the day, but as I'm doing that, share tips and tricks of how I tend to excel in interviews. Knock on wood, really don't want to jinx this. I have never not gotten a job that I interviewed for. So every single job that I've interviewed for, I've always gotten it. That's why I thought it was going to be hard for me to get this job. They have you send in an application before you even go into the store at Lululemon online. So you're basically just like a piece of paper with your cover letter, and I feel like, sure, I have some writing skills that I can portray my energy, my personality through paper, but I mean, it's also not the same as exchanging energy. So I feel like when I got the opportunity of a phone interview, which was my first round, I was able to really allow my energy, personality shine through, and that's what kind of hooked them. I think that the number one thing that I have really become aware has been like a really strong suit for me in interviews is my level of confidence and self-esteem. So when I go into interviews before, I always repeat affirmations that the job is already mine, that this already belongs to me, I am powerful, I'm strong, I'm brave, I'm courageous, all that good stuff. I believe it, and then I walk in feeling like the boss babe that I am, and knowing that there's nothing that I need to risk here, and it's already mine. That's one of the tips that I have. Confidence is literally key, like fake it until you make it, and I know that's way easier said than done when we're trying to please and approve the people who are getting to hire us, excuse me. So we're wanting to put on this, kind of like a show for these people, but just know that if it's meant to be, it will be. And as long as you portray yourself in a loving light that you are, and that you deserve this job, and that you are capable and willing, you'll get it. You'll get it easy peasy lemon squeezy because you deserve it, and that job is already yours. It's gonna be really funny if I don't get this job. That's not gonna happen because it's already mine. That's my number one tip. Confidence is key, and then other tips I'll share throughout the day of when I am making the rest of the food before we get started into what I'm eating today. I already had my lemon water, celery juice, and now I'm just sipping, on some tea. So excited for that, yay! Those are my liquids to get me started. Next thing I'm going to be making is a smoothie that I think that really helps detoxify heavy metals from my body, and just I feel like it's the best way to start your day is filling yourself with fruits and veg. And yeah, it's a little bit tougher on cold days like this. Like, it's pretty chilly here in Auckland. Don't want to get that first dosage of fruit and veg. That's what we'll be making next. But yeah, number one, confidence is key. You've got this, boo boo. number 2. Okay, I know this is gonna sound really cheesy and really stupid, but just be yourself. Be yourself. There's no reason to mask who you are to try to impress someone else. Your inner truth is gonna come out when you get the job later down the line, right? You're not gonna keep this mask or facade on that you have on your interview later on once you finally get the job. You need to know if you're gonna mesh well with the people that you work with. So if you show up truly and authentically as yourself and you mesh really, really well with the people who are interviewing you, that's a telltale sign that you're gonna have a really awesome time at that job, that you're gonna be able to create a really beautiful, loving, open workspace because you guys get along so well. If you're masking yourself and they're getting along with someone that's not even you, who's to say that you guys won't get along when it's just like your true colors coming out? Listen to your intuition too. Like if something doesn't feel right within you as you are interviewing, you don't have to take the job, no matter how desperate you are for money. I would hope that you would want to feel satisfied in the job that you're interviewing for and something that you would really want. But I know that circumstances can be different and we may be strapped for cash. And if you're just hopping to one job just to get that paycheck, then just stay there for as long as you need, but then obviously actively look for something that will really feed your soul and spirit. Be your shining, dazzling, loving, hardworking self. You guys will mesh perfectly. And authenticity is so crucial in interviews and being candid. We are pulled more to the people who show their true colors, who are vulnerable and who are authentic, or who we believe to be authentic. When you show up in a job where you're candid, authentic, vulnerable, you're gonna build a deeper connection with the people who are interviewing you. So show up fully as yourself and they'll love you, promise. I'm gonna enjoy the smoothie. All right, so it is lunch/snack time. I teach a recovery flow in about an hour, so I don't want to be super full. Afterwards, I'll definitely have like a bigger lunch. It is about 12:15 right now. So what I'm gonna do is make some avocado toast. Super simple, super easy, gluten-free, vegan, all that good stuff. But please ignore everything that's going on back here. I live with a bunch of boys, so not cute. First things first, we get the toast. You guys, this is the best gluten-free bread I have ever had, even compared to the bread back home. You guys, I've spent like $60 on gluten-free bread before from this like really awesome bakery in LA, and they're amazing. But this bread you can get at Pack and Save for like $8, which is expensive for bread, I know, but sweet potato, sourdough, gluten-free. It's vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free. It's so good. Opie's coming to say hello. Hi, hello. Hey, baby. I don't have any snacks for you right now. I'm sorry. Anyways, it is the best gluten-free bread ever. I just keep it frozen because I feel like gluten-free bread tends to go off quicker than normal bread. But the bread, regardless of gluten-free or not, is super fresh here. So I remember when I wasn't... Oh my God. Eating solely gluten-free bread, it would go off pretty easy. So Jack keeps his bread in the freezer too, because he usually only eats toast like on the weekends. He's out the door at like 7 a.m. That's what we got going on. I'm just gonna pop that in the toaster, put avocado, lemon juice, sun-dried tomatoes, normal tomatoes, salt, pepper, garlic powder. It's gonna be delicious. That's what I usually do. I'm so ready for it. And in the meantime, I'm gonna have some water. As you can see in the background, let me see if I can zoom in on it. I got a water purifier. Oh my God, my camera's flashing. That's really exciting. Hopefully I can make this toast without my camera going off, and then I will share tip number 3 for you guys on how to excel in an interview. Awesome, hopefully I can film it. Bye. All right, interview tip number 3. Just devoured my avocado toast. It was so good. Teaching in like 15 minutes, so I have to get this out right now. This is a little stalkerish, but it works really, really well. Make sure that you know who you're interviewing with before you get to the interview, and do a little stalking research on them. I know this sounds a little weird, but look them up on Instagram, look them up on Facebook, and maybe see what they're about, their interests are, and maybe you'll be able to spark up the conversation with that. That's like, oh, that's like maybe putting on a mask, and it's like, no, that gives you an opportunity to find interests that you two have in common that you can spark up in their interview or maybe reference in one of your questions, so then you can have that deep connection. It's basically just like having a cheat sheet in the interview to connect a little bit further. In this day and age, when we're so technologically based, it's really hard to have that in-person human connection, and it's really sought after. You can be the most tech-driven, savvy person out there, but if you are dealing with customer service or just in the workforce at all, you're not just like an independent person, you need to have that collaboration and be able to connect and be able to hold conversations with others. I know that maybe, I don't know, arbitrary, but not really. We're humans, we're here to connect. Just do a little research. Make sure that you can maybe find something that the both of you can connect on, or maybe you can ask a question about something that you can connect on as well. I think it's the most organic way to implement it in one of the questions that you're asked or whatever they ask you, and maybe find a way to segue a common interest into that. That has helped me a lot along the way in my interviews to find that connection as well. So yay, that was number 3. After I teach right now, I'll probably be really hungry, so I'll go make some roasted potatoes. And yeah, because it's like my favorite snack ever. Who doesn't love potatoes? So making roasted potatoes is literally the simplest thing ever. I'm just gonna cut some red skin potatoes, because those are my favorite right now, into little wedges and french fry things. I'm gonna wash them off because they tend to be really starchy, so just rinse them off in cold water, put them on a baking sheet, douse them in olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic, paprika, shove them in the oven, and away we go. One quick fact, I guess, on ovens here. I don't know if fan bake is a thing in the States, because all of the ovens that I've had, it's just been bake, broil, or that's basically it. And I never heard of fan bake, but here, like, they don't even know what normal bake is. It's either fan bake, grill. I don't even know if they have broil, but yeah, so I thought that was really interesting. I'm really having to adjust my baking time because fan bake is really freaking fast, which is convenient, but I definitely burnt a few things because of it. That's cool. Anyways, let's cut up some potatoes. Because I am lazy, I will not be flipping those suckers at all. I just let them do their thing for like 15 minutes, literally 15 minutes. It's crazy. This fan bake thing is another level. I have the oven preheated to 200 degrees Celsius. That's another thing that I had to learn out here, because we have Fahrenheit. Back in the States, Celsius is a whole other can of worms. Getting used to it, you know, and I feel like every oven is different. Like every oven has its own threshold of heat, and it's like a learning process either way. So I'm gonna share the 4th thing that you can do to boost your chances of getting the job on an interview is another research tip. Research the company that you are applying for. Bring it up. Bring up your knowledge in the interview. It is so noteworthy when interviewees bring up the company and their knowledge of the place of work that they're applying to, because it shows that they care, shows that they've done their research, you're knowledgeable, and you really have put the time in to get to know the job that you are applying for, which you should know the background of it, because if you're applying for a job, most of the time, when we're just applying for the job, we're just looking for the monetary aspect of it, and we just want the money, right? I mean, it's really cool to know the background, and maybe you'll find something that you really connect with in the company, and that's another way that you can show a form of connection in your interview. So I guess the key things are just finding connection, and then I'll share the last one when we have dinner. Yay! So it is just about din-din's time. It's around 5:30 right now, so that means it's my 5th tip on how to succeed in an interview. And my last and final tip would be to always ask a question at the end of the interview. Whenever the interviewer asks you, oh, is there any questions that you have for me today? And you respond with, nope, do not do that. always respond with a question. Best question, easiest question to do is just whatever role that you're applying for, ask what does a simple day in the life look like for that role? What are the simple tasks that need to get done throughout the day? Or what does just like a day-to-day process look like? And they'll be impressed that you're taking charge and really wanting to know deeper into the role. You should be aware of what the role is anyways, but each company is going to be different for each role, so just knowing the roles and responsibilities and maybe being like, oh, I have experience in that and blah 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 blah, so you can add more to your resume. Cool, that's going to be my 5 tips on how to succeed in an interview. Go get them jobs, baby. We're just going to make some salmon. All I'm going to do is bake a salmon fillet in foil, so it's just going to have olive oil, salt, pepper, fresh garlic, lemon slices, rosemary. Bake that for 15 minutes, and I'm going to bake some roasted potatoes and broccoli because we can never have too many potatoes.